wanted you to enumerate the psychological tools that are raged against the black person. You know, the ones that keep us ignorant and completely unaware of the forces that are working against us.
That's a beautiful question, and it's a loaded question. So there are a few things that I can speak to that I think speak to them. One, I have to mention religion. Of course, as African people, we believe, generally speaking, we believe in the Creator, God, the Creator, whatever you want to call it. So that's a beautiful thing, and people have a right to choose their religion. But the truth, not me beating up on anyone, but the truth, and it includes myself. Most of us are born into a scenario where the religion that we have was not one that was passed down to us before we were captured and enslaved. And it doesn't matter where we are in the world. Anywhere you are in the world, that religion that you're practicing, mostly, unless it's African spiritual tradition, that religion is generally from one of our enslavers. And what it does, if you're talking about psychological enslavement, it creates a very difficult positioning, because since it was an enslaver who created it, it is a political tool for the enslaver. We use it as a religious, spiritual tool, but since it's the tool of our enslaver, they become our God, whether we like it or not. And they give us the messaging. The professor said I think you were there, he sang a song, and when he said it, I just was in the front row laughing so hard, because I heard my grandmother, literally he brought my grandmother up, and she saw me laughing, and she took a sock and just hit me in the head. She's gone now, but spiritually, I just felt her spirit, because he talked about this song, and he sang it, I surrender all to Jesus, I surrender all. And when he said that, I just laughed, because as a little child, there were some things I liked, some things I didn't. I used to hate that song. I didn't know why, but I'm like, what am I surrendering for? I didn't understand the religion. I just said, I'm not even in a fight. Like, it was just basic for me. I want to win. I didn't understand. But he was talking about it on a spiritual level. He's saying, if that is a song being taught to us and we're singing it, and they're the ones that wrote the song for us, then we've already agreed we're not going to win. So then they can do anything they want to us, because spiritually, we believe that God has told us we're supposed to surrender. We're not supposed to fight all the way. That ain't Haitian. And so it doesn't matter if it's Christianity, Islam, Judaism, Buddhism. It's a point that we have to, and it's a hard fight. It was hard for me, because I went through a period I didn't believe in God at all, because I was like, I'm not going to believe in anything foreign to who I am, and I don't understand this stuff. And so I was able to go through that spiritual journey. Baba Ashra Kwesi, again, the master teacher, kimitnu.com. Go there and check it out. He was able to help me get back to a place where I could receive the Creator again and know and see Him in my own image. But religion is a major thing that we're going to have to contend with. We got to find out, don't our ancestors mean something? Can't we see through the ancestors who fought with us? Don't we see spirit? Aren't they closer to God? They've left this place, but we still say their names, so they're still alive. So can't we go through that process and get to the Creator? I think we have to really maturely have the discussion without fighting and work through that. Another thing that they do.
Before you come to that other thing, I was in a room where Professor Wallace Oyenika was giving his Wreath lecture. And one of the things that he said, has stuck with me for a very long time. And he said that the religions of the book, and those ones, are different from African religions, in the sense that they will justify killing you in order to save you. But African religions didn't have none of that. I don't have to kill you to convert you to my African religion. What do you say to that?
Ooh, that's the cleanest way after that. What I thought was, and I've been thinking it recently, in Burkina Faso, Baba Traore has said they've banned this extremism in religion. And when I saw it and why he was doing it, the way it came to me, but you just said it eloquently, that's what was said. The way I saw it was, any religion that you practice that justifies killing innocent African people, that's an enemy religion. Because I'm an innocent African. I haven't done anything to you. If you have a religion that tells you you have a right to kill me and my mother because I don't believe whatever you believe, whatever that is foreign to me as an African. So I think what you just said was a more eloquent way to say it. And I like the fact that in the AES, they're recognizing that. They're all Islam. All three of those leaders are Muslim. At the same time, they're like, yeah, but whatever Islam I practice doesn't allow me to allow anybody, Muslim or not, to kill my people. Which means, and it goes to that statement, and this is a hard one for a lot of people. It almost goes to the militant integrationists and the actual freedom fighter, the sovereign African. If you're going to have a foreign religion, whether we acknowledge it's foreign or not, it's foreign. The question becomes, are you more a Christian or more an African? Are you more a Muslim or are you more an African? Are you more of a Hebrew or more of an African? If forced to choose, which will you choose? Now me, it's easy for me to have this conversation because I'm none of those things. I'm just an African, so it's easy. But for those of us that are with that, it is a challenge and it's a fair question for them to answer and ask themselves. And I think a lot of people will struggle with that.
You are going to move on to the next psychological tool that is being used.
Yes. And we can springboard off of that. So if you springboard off of religion, what happens is this. We can use the imagery. And I'm going to start talking about self-hatred. Because here's what's interesting. In all of the universe, and I've been trying to find something, I cannot find anything. Usually if something exists, you can make an analogy because you can compare it to something else that exists. Some type of similarity. The one thing that has no similarity is self-hatred. Because the way that the Creator created the universe, everything seeks self-preservation. You want to multiply. You want to, even if you make a decision that doesn't help you with that, that's not why you're doing it. You want to continue to go on. Through taking the mind of the African and teaching the African to hate that which the African is, the way our hair grows, the way we speak, the way we think, the fact we believe in ancestors, those who have come and gone, that their spirit still lives, so they're not dead as long as we say their names. Those ideas, to make that seem to us to be crazy. So we throw away veneration to our own selves, like to take the self, our noses, the broadness of it, our lips, our complexion. Once you take something and make it hate itself, and we've learned this being in the Western Hemisphere because remember, where they've had the largest group of African people in isolation to test, how do we destroy the African, the full context in the West? That's what they do. We're like the lab rats, 50 million, to test everything they want to do to African people. And once they get it, it takes 50 years to do it there. It takes 5 years here because they got it. Now we got them. One of the greatest tools they've created is self-hatred. So if you look at it in religion, it's real simple. You tell them this is God and everything like that. And then you make them white. That's it. You don't have to do anything else. Because you don't have to tell. See, the African mind is, really, the mind is a powerful thing. But the African mind is a powerful mind. The mind processes, oh, God is white. They've told me I'm ugly and I'm black. What's the opposite of white? Black. Oh, that's me. That's why I'm ugly. So I am with who? Who's the opposite of God? Satan. So the devil's food cake got to be black. The evil cat is black. Don't go around a black cat. It's going to be bad because it makes sense. Because God is white. If I believe that. If I believe that religion. So now self-hatred is put there. In a book, if I write a book and skip all of real civilization from Narma to Taharqa, I skip 25 dynasties of African rulership and dominion on planet Earth. Skip them. And I say, civilization begins in Mesopotamia. And the Greeks were great and brilliant. And the Romans were this. Well, you don't have to say that black people were inferior. You look at the beginning of time and history, 25 dynastic period, families of dominion. You don't have those. All you have is white. So you love that which is white. Well, how do you feel about yourself? So then if you're a black man and you have no value, then that woman, look at her. That's not the one you want. You want the prize, the one that looks like God, the white one. So self-hatred is powerful because it's totally abnormal. It doesn't exist except through psychological enslavement and warfare. But it's a powerful tool because once you've inoculated it in one generation, you can step back. This is what we've learned in America, and I can speak to this. If you think white folks can do it well, it ain't nothing like mommy and daddy doing it. So if the white folks can teach us to hate ourselves, but the white still whips you, so you can still have something against the white. But when there's no white around, everybody's black, and they telling you that that white man is God, well, you gotta believe that. The white man don't make me believe this. The Arab doesn't make me believe Allah the Beneficent, the Merciful, and the only person that's speaking is Arabic, and he's speaking in Arabic, that's good and that what's black is bad. Then I can go kill these black people in Sudan. I can go kill my brothers and sisters because they don't speak to Allah, because the Arab is the messenger of God. Muhammad is, and the African name is not Muhammad, that's Arab, that's Islamic. They are the ones who rule. I am inferior. In fact, in Islam, it's even worse than Christianity in terms of identity. You hate yourself so much, yourself don't even exist. In Christianity, you learn that black is inferior. So you hate black, but it exists. With Islam, they're like, there is no African. There's just Muslims and infidels. And those black things over there are infidels. And you a black thing, you just not over there. So you will take your black self and get armed to go kill the black things over there, because blackness that exists doesn't even exist. And you'll help it not exist because you'll kill it, because you've been taught through Islam, it's only Islam. There's no color. Even though everybody is saying that, it's not your color. So self-hatred is another tool. It's a major, major tool. And it's equivalent, it's the big set of miseducation. So in other words, we could talk about miseducation, but miseducation is a subset of self-hatred. If I'm gonna teach you to hate yourself, I'm gonna give you a religion that tells you that the creator of the universe, the stars and the moon, the earth as it spins around on its axis, the one that created that was this person. You're the opposite of that. Now you're Satan. I make you hate yourself on a spiritual level. And then I teach you everything you need to know, to want to go to get something other than yourself. And by doing so, I set in motion the psychological behavioral system for your extermination. Because you hate yourself, and if you hate something, like me, I hate roaches. I grew up, it's just a story, but it's true. I grew up in Southeast Washington, D.C. And early in my life, before my mom moved us, we grew up, and if you're in an apartment building, no matter how clean you are, if one person got these German cockroaches, somebody German cockroach, they're going to get into your stuff. I hate roaches. I just hate them. So I don't think of roaches have right to live. I don't think none of that stuff. If I see a roach, because I don't like being around them. That's what psychological self-hatred does. You don't have to tell, it's automatic. If I see a dark-skinned person, man, look at that black dude. Look at that, she real dark. If I hate myself. And that's what we're being trained to do. Now, when you love yourself, you go, man, look at that beautiful sister, man, jet black, good God Almighty. See, God just came back in it. He ain't had nothing to do with it. She walked by, you. First thing you thought of was, good God Almighty, look at that, because you love it. But that's when you overcome that psychological self-hatred.
So I was going to ask, how do we, it's Bob Marley who told us to overcome, emancipate ourselves from mental slavery. So what's the formula?
The formula is exactly what we're doing here. So we sit down, we have, notice this was beautiful. I'm gonna tell you what was, to me, the most beautiful part of this. I went into some things I knew were hard, and you was like, let's stop. And I'm like, nope, but you let me do it. We went, because what? We're brothers. And when we agree or disagree, but the things we're talking about, I think we would both agree. This is what our people are waiting to hear. Now, once we open them like this, we have Dr. Chancellor Williams. We have Ivan Van Sertima. We have Dr. Francis Cress Welsing. We have those who spent their life creating the information systems that can open us up to our consciousness of who we are. And then we start learning about the people that we've introduced them. Those people, we got the internet now. The people who are listening, they're going to say Robert Sobukwe, Mangalisa Sobukwe, and they're going to learn about, wow. They're going to say Kimathi, let me Didon Kimathi, and they're going to look and search for that. They're going to go, wow. They're going to say Patrice Lumumba. Some of our people that are watching this never heard of Patrice Lumumba. They put in Lumumba and they learn his story and go, and Mobutu, who is this Mobutu? And then they say, oh, that's a bad guy. That's why you call people Mobutus. This is where the beginning starts. Just conversation. You know, I'm not a Christian, but I will say over years, I've learned the wisdom of realizing you can find wisdom anywhere. In the Bible, and I'm not a Christian, but they say something that a lot of wisdom is in. They say in the beginning was the word. And I'm saying that to say really in the beginning is the thought. But I don't know your thought until you what? Say the word. So the beginning of what you have for me is in your word. These words are powerful because they go and they create ideas and open the imagination of people who are listening, even those who want to challenge it. And in seeking even to challenge it, they get opened up to more information and reality, find out that there are truths in it, and now they're a different person than they were before. They can see greater potential. They didn't even know. There are people who are listening right now who don't know that when they talk negative about dark-skinned people and they're dark-skinned, that they're involved in self-hatred. They don't know when they say, I don't want a woman unless she's light-skinned, that the reason he's saying that is not because he likes light skin, because he hates himself. That she feels the same way. I want a white man. She don't know why she wants a white man and not a black man. She doesn't know, but she just heard that for the first time. And then she'll challenge it and they'll ask, and then they'll go and maybe they'll find their way to figuring out how to love themselves and come out of that imprisonment. You say, how does it happen? It happens like this. We have the information. Now with the media that we have now, with you, these nice cameras, this nice studio, you being from here, Akakuyu, am I correct? Yes. Kikuyu, brother. You can see it in his eyes. I'm born and raised in the West. Are we not brothers?
We are.
Are we having genuine conversation?
We are.
Do we love our people?
We do.
Are we giving them the best that we have? Can we now share this with people? 30 years ago, we didn't have a way to get this to somebody, a black person in China. Now, in a snap of a button, when this goes up, not only black people here, Kikuyu get this broader than Kikuyu now. Now the Hosa. Yeah, I see that. South Africa, Hosa. Yeah, I got it. Oh, I can do my little, I've been working on it. I'm trying to be a full-blooded African. My God brothers and sisters in Ghana, they like, he said it about Ghana, but it's true. My brothers and sisters in Senegal, they can see that while they eating their yassa, they can see this. Ethiopia, they can do their little, you know how they do there. Yeah. What's happened, my Oromo brothers and sisters, what happens is, you say, how do we do it? We're doing it now. And what's so beautiful, we're showing people how to do it. We don't have to agree on everything, but think about it. All of what I have, from all that I've studied and that I've done in my own life, my contributions, all that I have, for me, imagine, I'm trying to save my race because I love my people. And I love what they're doing in the AES. That's the formula. So I got all of this. But if it stays with me and I can't share it with my people, then what good am I? I'm just this potential that goes nowhere. Only my brother who can bring me here to the African continent and say, hey, you got something to give? I'm going to make sure our people here get it. So my people in the U.S. going to get it too, because I'm going to take money. You're going to give me a link too. I'm going to send it to them too. But it goes to everywhere. When you say, how do we do it? Literally, we're doing it right now. You did it. See, if you didn't have this space to take what I have and distribute it, where's my value?